the runaway leader at the top of the rankings, and the former world champion struggling to get back into the top 10. This is the Gibraltar Open final, and this is episode 40 of the Snooker 19 Pro Career. Hello there, folks, and welcome. Today's that I love a good final, and today is time for one of those. We're playing against Mark Selby, Satnav Selby, the jester from Leicester, in the final of the Gibraltar Open for the trophy and a prize of £25,000. But before we get into all this, I've prepared a few graphics for you guys that I'm sure you will love. First, let's have a look at how we have got on in our previous finals, because we have had quite a run of finals. This is our 7th final. How many is that? So is that just our 4th ranking final? Now, we've won 2 out of 3 of those ranking finals so far. But as you can see, we have played Selby in 2 of those finals. We'll come into that in more depth when we look at the overview against Selby. But as you can see, we've won 2 ranking titles, 1 invitational against Mark Williams. We've won 2 out of the 3 finals we've been in this season. We won 1 out of the 3 finals we got into last year. But this is our 3rd final against Mark Selby. As you can see, most of the finals we've played him have gone into deciders. But this year, it has been the opposite. We've got absolutely demolished by Mark Selby in that Shanghai Masters. But you will remember that's probably because we had a massive glitch with the game and I just couldn't be bothered, to be honest, after that. But that being said, we demolished Mark Williams all the same in that Daffabet Masters final by 6 frames to. We beat Mark Higgins, John Higgins, in that Bet-Victor shootout, 1-frame shootout. And today, it is a chance to win our 4th ranking title. Is it our 4th ranking title? No, just our 3rd ranking title. Our 4th title of the series. But I think something that you guys probably be a bit more interested in is our history against the jester from Leicester himself. Now, in Season 1, it was pretty good for us. We won both our matches against Mark Selby. A 4-3 win in the final of the Scottish Open to take our 1st ranking event win. And then a win in the Daffabet Masters semi-final against Mark Selby as well by 4 frames to 2. Unfortunately, as you'll see in the previous graphic, we did lose in the final of that tournament against Mark Allen. And then a pretty poor run this season until the shootout. We got demolished by Mark Selby in the Shanghai Masters final. And in the Welsh Open last 16, it was very, very close against Mark Selby. Only a 3 frames to 2. Really close match that was. But all the same, in the shootout, we got our redemption at the last 16 stage before going on to win it at 1 frames as well, obviously. But in our most recent match in the semi-final of the Coral Players Championship, it was a 3 frames to 0 win for Mark Selby. And fingers crossed, it is not the same result today, but it is the final of the Gibraltar Open. We've played brilliantly this tournament so far. We have beaten Stuart Bingham, Ronnie O'Sullivan and Mark Williams. Those are the most notable names. But we have took players like Zhao Xingtong. He took us to a decider. Ronnie O'Sullivan took us to a decider. So did Stuart Bingham. We beat Mark Williams by 3 frames to 1. And hopefully, whatever the score is today, we can finish off this fantastic run for the Gibraltar Open with our 3rd ranking title of the career mode.
It's the final. And to win here in Gibraltar, you'll have to be as solid as a rock.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The first frame, Mark Selby to break.
So here we are then, the first shot of the final. Mark Selby, the runaway leader at the top of the rankings. He's got a £500,000 buffer to anybody else. So he's been brilliant throughout. And as you can see, that's a pretty good way to start. But we're going to be conservative from the start here, like we were against Mark Williams. I've took that stance now that, look, we're going to fight for every frame, do nothing stupid. And the best tactic there, in my opinion, is just to play off the reds. I'd be amazed if we hit one there. It was very, very tight, but we did. So a great shot.
To be mindful of not under-hitting this shot.
But he's back up to bulk. Very similar to the way he did it before, actually. That's interesting. But a best of 5. Apart from the shootout, this is our shortest final of our career mode so far. Interesting tournament, though. An interesting format to only be 5 frames to the final. But that is quite a poor shot. Needed a thinner touch on the green to get safety. But he's played the red, but he's missed it. Well, well, well. The sat-nav not so accurate today. Gone off course a little bit. That is an interesting shot. What a chance this could be.
Great opportunity.
Very interesting. Pretty much straight on the blue, funnily enough, after all that. And a great split. So it's our chance now to be methodical about this. Get this first frame on the board. Great split that was. And I think we just had the realisation that we've got to play seriously. Can't take too many silly shots on. And then funnily enough, if you play the right shots, if you start to make the right decisions, things start going for you. It's a realisation that really we should have made much earlier.
So, this pot into the right corner. No problem there.
He's right on top of his game at the moment.
12.
But for those of you who weren't here last episode and have watched previously, I'm wearing earphones now to stop any sort of... What's the word? I forgot now. Any echo from the speakers of my telly. So hopefully that's a little bit better for you guys. It does feel weird though, I have to say, to be listening to the commentary through my ears. My earpiece, if you like. But a good start for us here.
18.
You know, I was ruined leaving that red on. I was thinking, well, you know, that was a mistake.
Is this red?
Tell you what, this is a risk.
Beautiful pot.
But a risk well taken.
Couldn't have played that any better. Superb positional shot.
19. $24.
Well, he's looking at potting this into the right corner pocket.
Well,
Looking to tighten up his game here.
we took on the trickier pot, and it's not paid dividends.
Robertson, 24.
So, this pot into the right corner. Beautiful.
One.
Long pot on the blue here, playing with a lot of right-hand side.
Six.
And now he's on a red.
Seven. 14. 15. 22.
He just
So, an interesting break so far.
Into the pocket.
23.
This black will put him in the lead. But I know I keep banging on about this, and you guys that have been watching for the duration of this tournament will be sick of me talking about this. But it really is true that in a best of 5, the first frame is so crucial. Yes, it wasn't against Mark Williams because we went and won the next 3 frames. But we might not have that chance against Mark Selby, and winning that first frame is so important.
Nicely positioned for the red.
37.
But he looks good here.
Top shot. Well played.
Again, no surprise considering he is the runaway lead at the top of the rankings.
38.
Unfortunately for Selby, the same can't be said in real life. But I was looking at the rankings earlier and thinking it's going to be very interesting at the end of the season. After the World Champs, just to see how things shake up. Ronnie's down in 6th. I don't think he's been too great in terms of tournaments on this game. I could be wrong. And there you go, guest appearance from the dog outside there.
This is not easy.
But this is a tricky pink. But it's a frame winner. Ultimately, I can't argue with that. That's a brilliant shot.
For a positional shot. Perfect.
It's the sort of shot that you win, that you want to play in finals. Scare your opponent off a bit. But it's fairly obvious that even if Selby has a stinker of an end to the season, Judd Trump, who's in 2nd, with 1.5 million as opposed to Selby's 2 million, has got to really win the World Champs to to overhaul that that gap. But again, this is where the interesting bit comes in with the 2-year rankings. After 2 seasons,
59.
everything before it, so everything that's happened in real life will be completely knocked off. Mark Williams' 2018 World Championship win. And that, of course, is the final leg, if you like, the final tournament before the game starts. 2018 Riga Masters, of course, would be the first tournament in the game, I think. Or am I wrong there?
Shuts the door on his opponent in this frame.
Either way,
65.
Mark Selby has won the frame. I can't think of that, I actually have. I think it is the 2018 World Champs, because the first season would be...
73.
Would the first season be 19 to 20? No, it can't be, I wouldn't have thought, because the 2019 season hadn't finished. So I'm not sure how the programming works on the game. I would guess that they took the rankings from the start of the 2018 to 19 season, but I could be completely wrong there.
85.
I think we'll realise whether it is or not, depending on Mark Williams' ranking at the end of the season.
89.
Because he's the man who is going to lose the most. Of course, that £500,000 from the Betfred World Champs. But a pink will be a first frame century here for Mark Selby. I don't think we quite need to worry so much about the rankings at the end of the season for the moment. Let's focus our mind on this game. But it was a great break. They have 107, and it gives Mark Selby the first frame in this final. What a way to start.
And the first frame, Mark Selby.
Well played to take that frame.
So we need to do exactly what we did against Mark Williams now. Bounce back. Make sure we don't win this frame. Make sure we do win this frame. Make sure that Mark Selby doesn't win the frame.
Robertson to break.
Try to avoid that semi-final result in the Players' Championship. But I'll tell you something. That's not a bad break-off. Can't argue with that. Ooh, didn't want to hit that brown full ball. This does give us a chance. Not the best one in the world, but it's usually a tricky pot you need to get on these reds. Now, this is a risk. Really is.
This really is tricky.
But we're going to take it on. And it's there.
Not a great split.
Not a great split. I didn't think it was a bad split at all. But unfortunately, we can't get on a colour that's at the bottom of the table, so
He's going for
we're going to have to go up bulk.
What an excellent pot that is.
Yes, he'll be very
And
pleased
it's
with
quite
that.
alright.
What can he
So a
do?
good chance for us here. Apparently, according to Folds, it wasn't a good split, but you know, I've got different opinions on that. If Mark Selby had that split, I'd be a bit worried, put it that way. But there's a few reds out in the open, so in my opinion, that defines what a decent split should be. But we need to avoid what we did in the first frame and miss a silly shot.
Nice.
Take our time, make sure that the pots will go and make sure position's okay.
He's going for the left corner pocket.
Good split. That's really opened the table up here.
Well, there you go. That's a good split now. A few more reds opened up, and on that occasion, I agree with Neil Folds. So our job now is to use that good split and produce a frame-winning break,
15.
which, with that sort of shot, doesn't make it all too easy to do. Good pot, though. Good stuff. So it looks like we should be able to pull things back here. Again, don't want to jinx anything. I'm going to play the green. Or do I? No, I think that unless we can play the yellow's pretty straight. Just so we can get to the red on the cushion. The pink would probably be the obvious choice for many. But it's just that risk of potentially not being on a red and having to play safe.
18.
We want to build up a solid break at this point.
Not an easy one, but a half chance. What a beauty.
Excellent positional play there.
It's a good shot, that.
Perfect.
19.
Put the pink back on its spot now.
25.
Black will go, so we can start to use the black, which is great.
$26.
Pretty tight down here, so we've just got to be careful that we manoeuvre correctly. Don't play with too much power at any point.
Very tricky shot coming up.
But it's there.
Tremendous pot.
Good red.
Great cueing.
34.
And we are playing well here. We're playing cleanly. I think that's important. I'll try and get a few of these reds moved. And they have moved out of that little cluster. I appreciate you've now got, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reds by the black, which makes a bit of a sticky situation. But we focus on the 2 reds we can get to. And if we have to play a safety, well, we have to play a safety. And a fat lot we can do, unfortunately.
This with plenty of power.
Play with some power to get on the pink.
Nicely done.
I think at this stage it would be silly to worry about those reds. I really think it would. That pink had only just got the legs. Interesting. I don't think the pink will go with that red being there, so bit of a misjudgment. So we'll just play this red. We don't want to play anything too technical, so we'll play this red and then play the blue. Then screw back for the other red.
Playing for the middle pocket.
And it won't be enough to get us over the line. I appreciate that.
He's got nice position on the blue ball here.
But we can look to play a safety or try and play something that will resemble a decent shot. Let's worry about that when we come to it. Let's worry about that in the next shot. I've overdone that, but it's okay. Not perfectly straight.
53.
Which just makes screw back onto the pink a little bit awkward here. But because the red won't be there, it's absolutely okay. But where's that red?
1 or 2 mistakes starting.
Oh, well.
Neil Robertson, 53.
Goodness me.
1.
I said we weren't perfect on the red, and it would make it a bit awkward. And you have to say that awkwardness on the red
He's finished a bit awkward here.
has led to a bit of a problem.
5.
Our only solace here that the reds are going to be pretty difficult to have a go at, but if anybody can, it's Selby.
10.
That's gutting, that is. Missing that red. That would have been a big red. You know, we could have just played the safety and been pretty safe in winning the frame.
11.
But is Selby going to come back and steal this? This final could be over pretty quickly, you know.
14.
And these reds all of a sudden don't look too tricky to get to. If he can clear up the colours, he's laughing. And in a frame that I thought, great, we've got an opportunity. We just didn't get over the winning line.
15.
That's a beauty.
21.
He's got the red.
Tremendous
A good
shot.
pot.
22.
Going for the blue though here. This could go wrong. No, it doesn't. So, is he snookered himself on the red?
Be fuming about that.
He snookered himself. Well, sat-nav himself. He's played a good safety though, hasn't he, out of there?
27.
So this is a real opportunity now. You know, Selby did muck that up, definitely. If we can get that behind the brown, that would be a brilliant shot. Oh, unlucky.
That's an excellent shot.
But have we got them? We could have it here. I think he's just...
foul.
Oh, he's hit the pink! Well, that looked good to me, but he's hit the pink.
Foul and a miss.
Well, we're going to force him to retake this.
A real advantage here, and he's put his opponents in again.
Is he going to hit the red this time? He's hit the pink again.
Costly foul.
Foul. Neil Robertson, 6.
But
Let's see what he decides to do after that foul.
could regret that. Oh, you idiot! I thought I was forced retake. No! Oh! You tool!
Mark Selby, 1.
Oh, thank goodness for that. You idiot. You could... I thought that said force retake. I was going to take another opportunity, but you idiot. Thank goodness Mark Selby's been a fool there. Thank goodness he's not gone for a colour, because if he had... I mean, I just don't know why he didn't. Really don't know why he didn't.
This really is tricky.
Goodness me. I realised as soon as I'd done it, I thought it was forced retake, but of course it wasn't. Oh dear. Okay. But we're okay. You know, we get away with it this once, so that's absolutely fine. Whew, sigh of relief. I'm not too bothered here, hence why we're just playing the green down the table, so he's not going to come back. But goodness me. Whew.
Frame conceded.
Imagine if we'd done that in a decider, I'd have felt sick.
That's the frame in
But either way, through hook or by crook, I've got no idea how we won that frame, but we did. And we've got Selby hitting that pink twice to thank, but I don't really care at this point. Goodness me.
Mark Selby to break.
Talk about waking up. At least make the right flipping decision. Jesus. Right. Oh dear. Third frame.
He's looking at this red.
Come on. Red's there.
He would have hoped for a better split there.
Shut up, Folds. Jesus.
1.
Negative folds. I mean, granted, yes, that red blocks the blue, which is a little bit of a shame. But goodness me, we can get this green potted. Isn't as easy as it looks, by the way. Which we have potted. We've got a real chance again.
He'll be happy with that.
Yeah, if we take our opportunity here, it could well have been bloody 3-0. But the way it went in that first frame was unbelievable. The way it's been so far, I'll have a bloody heart attack at the end of this. I don't think I can cope. What a final this has been so far, eh? Quite unbelievable. But this is our chance to take the lead for the first time
10.
in events that are very similar to that game against Mark Williams. Well, we went 1-0 down. And looking here, it'd be great if we could take it to 3-1. As I've said, I don't care how we win this, as long as we do. I don't know where the trophy presentations have gone, I have to say.
16.
Not a clue. There wasn't one for the shootout, but I thought, it's probably because it's just the shootout. But no sort of welcome to the arena for the players, like there has been in previous tournaments. So perhaps it's only for select tournaments, but don't see why it wouldn't be for the Gibraltar Open. Very bizarre. But I said, as I've said before, let's not worry about little things like that. Let's worry about winning this sodded match. Let's not get sidetracked with things that we shouldn't really be worrying about. That can be worried about later on.
Sink this into the left corner pocket.
Nice split on the Reds.
23.
That's very nice, actually. Can leave the pink there for a bit while we clean these 3 Reds up.
And he's taking this on.
Simply wonderful.
Wonderful.
28.
As I've said before, in this final, just need to check every shot goes. It seems silly to risk anything like that.
29.
Go, well, it'll go in, it'll be fine. And then miss it. Better safe than sorry.
34.
Now, can we play the plant here? It's probably a bit of an oversight from me, that was. I'm going to play this red because there's more chance of getting into that half of the pocket.
So, this pot into the right
I'm going to check there's just enough room for a ball to go through. Because again, it could be like that first frame where we make a silly mistake and Selby's right in there. Yes. In fact, there's pretty much full ball room, so as long as we get this right, which we should do, it's a great pot. Okay, not really on a colour. Rain's really going now out there. Perhaps that was misjudgment, you know. Especially with the colour. Yeah. Okay. So just a safety here. Perhaps not the best choice.
Neil Robertson.
Because we have left that red on. I've left it on. I've left it on. But he's just played a safety himself. He's looking to play several reds. But I've got no idea at all what he's done there. I am very, very baffled. But I'm not going to worry. So I'll be playing a poor shot there. And I'm not going to spend my time worrying about that.
This should be straightforward enough.
So this, especially now, is a fantastic chance to take the lead in this final for the first time. Not ideal, didn't want to hit the black there. But we can go for a long pot on the pink.
Well, I'm not surprised he's taking on the long pot here. What
Clean as you like.
pot that is.
15.
But I'd love to know what you guys think about where we can go after this. In terms of if we win this tournament. I know that we're talking way too early about that. But hypothetically, if we win this tournament, where can we go after that? Can we start to put a real good run together? Who knows? Walk before you can run, though. I mean, we've not played a good shot there.
This won't be easy.
Need a bit of luck here. It's there. Good pot.
Right out of the top drawer.
Position looks very good here. He's played that very well.
23.
He just needs this blue.
So barring snookers, we're ahead for the first time in the final.
Just outstanding. Superb pot.
And that shuts the door on his opponent in this frame.
Cracking.
He's left that a little bit more tricky than he would have liked.
29.
Went a little bit too hard at that. Just wants to tap the green to make a bit of room for the red. And actually we can't get to the red at all here. So that's a little bit of an oversight. Just up and down the table. I know the frame's pretty much finished. Well, this will just make sure that Selby doesn't come back.
That's an excellent shot and a challenging snooker.
And we are 2-1 up.
Robertson.
So just one frame needed out of the two to win the Gibraltar Open.
Neil Robertson.
That is the frame.
Come on. Well,
he's
we're
taken
faring
the
much
lead
better
here.
in this match than we did
Thank you.
in the Coral Players Championship match, aren't we? We haven't bottled it yet. There is still time. But a hit on that yellow. Again, the sat-nav has not been so great today. A few errors in navigation.
Plenty of power.
Great opening leg.
But that is a brilliant red. Again, it's a risk to play that. A big risk at that power. And go all wrong. But, I think fair to say, we did okay from that. A little bit of an awkward shot on the yellow here. Let's focus on the pot first. Then we can worry about position. I think that's okay.
He'll be disappointed with that shot.
That was dreadful. What happened there? I knew as soon as I hit that we'd missed. Well, well. Opportunity for Selby now. Ah, it's disappointing. And if this now does go Selby's way, that will be a shot that we will really think was a silly one.
6.
Now safety first. We could have just got it behind one of the bulk colours. But we haven't.
Really well played.
Can't live in the past.
12.
Just got to make the better decision next time. But for Selby to have any hope in his name being written on that £25,000 cheque, he needs to be the man who wins this frame.
13.
And it is a good chance, but he's still got to play around.
18.
Still got to make his own way here. And make his own chance. So it's not all been done for him. So we can't go, well, it was our break.
19.
It was our chance. Of course it was our chance, but Selby's still got to work for this. It's not being handed on a plate to him. Breaker 21 so far with 4 reds. 8 balls in total.
22.
But with whatever combination he does it with, it doesn't matter. Pink on the yellow spot. Thought I'd gone colourblind for a minute there.
24.
But he's potted the yellow. Yellow will go back on the pink spot. Obviously, because the pink hasn't moved a touch. But this has really been a fascinating final. I think this best of 5 format allows for that real change in the game without somebody really going on to dominate things. But it's 1-1 in the final stakes between ourselves and Selby. We won the Scottish Open. It was a decider that day. Could well be a decider today. But in that Shanghai Masters final we were demolished. So really we're working to get it revenge for that.
33.
But by the looks of things, through virtue of that missed yellow, and again, the opportunity that Selby has made for himself, it looks like, it's not all over yet, but it looks like this will be going to a decider.
Well, he's lost the cue ball.
A little bit like that shootout match.
That under better control,
Well,
really.
it's just a best of 1. However, there's no 10-minute limit on that frame. I'd say here, I would guess that Selby will do this now.
46.
I'll be interested how he approaches things post-red and colour here.
47.
He's dead on straight on that black, so interesting. Let's see what he does.
54.
That red will get to the middle pocket, won't it, actually? Or will it? Ooh. Well, I wouldn't have done that in his position.
Selby 54.
Very, very interesting, but it's a good safety. Let's not forget that. A good safety from Selby. And that's moved the red, unfortunately, out of the way. I don't think he's going to make the same mistake twice. Poor attempt from us there. It was a good safety in the end, actually, from Mark Selby. A good shot for shot to nothing.
1.
And now he's done it right this time. He didn't need a second chance. Although, this could be a bit fiddly. This is the important pot, but it's there. So, barring snookers now, this will go to a decider. Perhaps not the best snooker played by us there. There was a chance. Only a slim one. Again, played that a little bit lighter, and we wouldn't have opened up that red. But does it matter now? It really doesn't, because it's 2 each. It goes to a decider for the winner of the Gibraltar Open. Like many of our matches in this Gibraltar Open have gone to deciders, this one is going to be no different.
26.
A Selby clearance from here, though, would certainly help him out.
33.
But that's not really the shot he's looking for.
Mark Selby 33.
Fair to say. We wouldn't win the match if we come back to the table there. So it's 2 each.
And now the frame is
And it's down to the final frame. Do not go
Well,
anywhere.
this is it, the climax of what has been an absolutely fantastic final.
There you
It's been a
go.
top
I think
quality
Hendon
final
says it
and a
well
great
there.
Tournament as well. I'm looking forward to this.
Thank you. The fifth frame. Mark Selby.
So,
break.
here we go. Finger on the pulse. Focus. Let's see what we can do. It's a good break off from Selby's, that. Oh, I didn't want to hit that red. Did not want to hit that red. Not the best shot from us there, but we're okay. For the moment, at least. So same approach again, but I think it will probably work this time. I don't think he's going to go for this. This pot on the red. It's a tempter, but I don't think he'll go for it. He could well go for the one actually. In the pack. No, he's going to go for this. Well, I'll tell you something. I didn't think Selby would go for that.
1.
And more to the point, I didn't think he'd get the pot. But this is a chance. The
Very
first
nicely
chance of the final frame.
8.
Could we come to rue that?
9.
Could open up the reds here. And he has.
16.
There's nothing we can do now.
17.
He's going to open them up again here. Oh dear. Okay, we should have to take it as it comes. Hope he makes a mistake. It's a good split
24.
for Mark Selby.
25.
Well, it's amazing how quickly things can simmer away. Things can go away so quick. Already 25 points scored in the frame. Be 32 here.
32.
As I've said before, we just got to hope for a Mark Selby mistake. Or else, it's going to be another lost final.
Decent position to take on a colour here.
And another win for the runaway winner at the top of the rankings.
40.
This is one of those frames, you know, where looks like one of those century breaks.
47.
Just from leaving that red on. A half chance. He took it. And he seems to have took things well.
49.
Next few shots here are crucial.
50. 56.
Great pot.
57.
This could be curtains here. He's opened up the reds,
That was a strange choice of shot there.
but
64.
not the best chance. And we are potentially going to
64.
get another chance. But that is bloody brilliant from Selby. But we've worked so hard for this, it would be a shame to take it lying down. There's that much at stake here. I had to go and get myself a cup of tea. We could well take a long time over this. Whew. It's a great shot from Selby. We've got 2 goes at this, really, haven't we? Because we're 64 behind. We're 75. You know, well, that's a tempter. That is really a tempter. But I'll tell you what, if we missed it, it would be game over. You know, it's an all or nothing shot or a safety. Either way, we've got to swerve, which makes our job even harder. Let's just think about this. That red, if played right, but there is, as you can see, there is so little margin for error. It needs to be somewhere, as long as it's over 30.
He could well leave an opportunity if he's not careful.
This is the shot I'm going to play. I'm going to stand by this shot. Big shot, this. It's not worked. It's not worked.
He successfully navigates the snooker, but he's left a difficult chance. He'll want to get this cue ball close to the cushion.
We will get another shot. Oh, dear, dear, dear. It's a good one from Selby. But, hello, hello, hello. Oh, maybe not hello, hello. I thought that was a big chance there for us. I don't want to knock this red on the way back. I'm going to play with the least risk possible here. No! No! No!
He'll be really annoyed with that foul. Lack of composure, perhaps.
Foul and a miss. Mark Selby 4.
I think we just got away with that as well. That could have been a great shot from us, but either way, we have gotten away with it. I don't think that ball moved, so I don't think we've got this opportunity still. Oh, we've hit the red and we've hit the blue. That, ladies and gents, is game over. For God's sake.
Well, that's not worked out quite as he intended it to.
There is no way we're going to get another chance here. He's not missing this.
Nicely done.
That effectively removes any chance of a comeback in this match.
Shit, that is.
1.
Sorry for my language. Oh, balls.
7.
We had a few chances there. And it's safety that's been our enemy again.
8.
That's a real shame.
He's lining this one up to the middle pocket.
You know, we were 2-1 up. Should have won one of those 2 frames.
14.
This looks pretty
Well, we
simple.
take it on the chin, don't we? It's not a tournament win, it's a shame. But we've got all the way to a final. That is an achievement. It would have been great to have gone and won today. But we haven't. That's the way things go sometimes. We played some wrong shots there. We played some bad shots.
22.
Equally, we played some very good shots this tournament. And sometimes that is just the way the cookie crumbles. Fair play to Selby. He's played well today. He took the first frame. That was
He's only
important.
thickness into the right corner. Excellent shot.
And he's still playing with conviction here. We took it to Mark Selby. We should be proud of that.
This should be pretty straightforward.
And ultimately, we can start to hold our heads high.
30.
No, hold our heads high. Is that the word? I've got absolutely no idea. We are going to concede there and give away the Gibraltar Open to Mark Selby. Congratulations to Mark Selby.
He's done it in style.
A great tournament win.
Great final.
Again, the trophy presentations have gone. No idea why. But I'm more than happy to shake his hand there. The better player today, particularly in that last frame. He really stumped us. Really did. But a very good tournament from ourselves. I said we can hold our heads. We can hold our heads high. That's definitely the phrase, isn't it? Got to be. Because we've got to the final of this tournament. We got to the semi-final of... Oh, bloody hell, Kyron. 147 break award, 20 grand. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that on Snooker 19. But as I've said, a chance for us. You know, we've got to the final of this event. If we look at the schedule, we got to the final of this event, got to the semi-final of the Coral Players, got to the final of the Shootout. You know, it started to stink a bit after the Dapperbet Masters, second, first and fourth round. But in the last 3 tournaments, we've got to the final, the semi-final and the final. And that is something really to be proud of. So we've not moved anywhere, but a high break of 118. Tournament earnings of 12,000 and a world ranking of 11th. And as you can see, unfortunately, we have not been invited to the Tour Championship. Not in the top 8. Again, top 8 rank required. And it's Mark Allen who is the reigning champion. But it's Judd Trump against John Higgins in this year's final. And it is the Wizard of Wisher who wins at a real canter. Goodness me. High break for Judd Trump of the tournament, 129. But a great result for John Higgins, 4-1. And so, we move on. Oh, yeah, oh, for goodness sake. I meant to skip that. Well, we are on the Championship League. I might as well play those games, hadn't I, for a bit of practice. But as I've said, we've failed to qualify for the Tour Championship. So it's just the China Open, the World Champs left. Let's have a look at what's left and how things are going this season now. As you can see, Brusel is pretty close to us. Selby is still massively ahead. But, well, this is interesting now. Really starting to get interesting. You know, we're in that group from kind of Kyron Wilson down. The biggest surprise that Jack Lazowski's up there in 8th. That is a real surprise. But by John Higgins winning that tournament, he has the £1 Million Club. But things are going to start to get interesting from this point. So, albeit it's not the Gibraltar Open trophy, but we got to the final, we can hold our heads high. And the next tournament is the China Open, which will be bringing you next episode. Thank you very much for your company throughout this Gibraltar Open. I'm sorry it's not the right result. I'm really gutted about that myself, but we did all we could do, and ultimately we played a better opponent on the day. Fair play to Mark Selby, a good tournament win for him. We'll be back on Saturday with the tournament from the China Open. And hopefully you guys will enjoy that. So if you have enjoyed this, make sure to leave a like down below, comment your thoughts as well, and subscribe for regular Snooker 19 content. Apart from that, thank you very much for your company today, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye for now.